Good day, students. My name is Misha Keijer. I'm one of the professors for social research methodology. And Dimitri asked me to make a small video for the SPSS tutorial. In this video I want to discuss actually one topic, and that is how to enter data into an SPSS file. The normal way to enter in data, to import existing data files, is to go to this icon here, press on it, and what will you see? You can search on your hard drive or on a USB stick, whatever, for an existing data file. But this tutorial I want to concern myself with entering new data, to do primary research, generate new data, and how to type in the new data into the file. Later on in the other video I will concern myself with several functions within this toolbar, but for now I just want to enter in some data. So if we do some research and we have a sample, and this sample is, for instance, let's say 10 people, and the sample, we ask people about their age. For instance, the first person in my sample, he was 19, the second was 18, the other one was 52, the fourth one was 46, 23, this is Dimitri, 43, this is me, 21, this was a very old person, 81, and the ninth person was let's say 65. And finally we have a student again, and she was 23. So we just typed in those several ages. This var 000001 is the column that represents variable, and each line within this column is a test person, a person, for instance, in our questionnaire, in our sample. So the first person was 19, the fifth person was 23, the eighth person was 81, etc., etc. This is how, just type in a number, press enter, and you come in the cell below, and this is the way just to type in the data. Now if we want to, let's say, push this up a little, what can we do? We go to variable view, we're now in data view, and for instance the name var 0001 is not a nice name, let's call it age. And if we want to call it age, how do we do this? We just type in age. Is this a numeric value? Yes, it is numeric. It's not, for instance, a currency, so the dollar sign we don't need. It's not a date, so you can customize this. Probably you know this from other programs. Numeric would be fine, I think, here. The width, this is the width of the cell. We don't concern ourselves with that. Decimals. This is, maybe we can change this, because in normal life you don't say I'm 25.865, you're just 25. We round this up with round numbers, so we don't need any decimals. Label. We can give the variable a label. Let's call it age test person, of test persons. This is how to do it. Just give it an extra name. Now actually the name age already speaks for itself, but sometimes it can be handy to type in an extra label for clarification. What are we talking about? For instance, about the age of the test persons. Okay, values. We can add in values and define several values. We don't need that right now. I'm going to concern myself with that if I type in the next variable. Missing values. Missing values, if you just don't type in a number, SPSS will recognize it as a value. So for instance, if I press like this, there is no value here, and SPSS will see this as a missing value. Why is this column here? Now you can specify your missing values. How? Not very difficult. For instance, there is a difference within missing values. There is a distinction. And the distinction is, for instance, Some questions people don't want to answer, but it's also possible that people forget to answer. This is a distinction between the missing values, because in both cases you don't have any value, but there is a distinction, and you can define this distinction in this column. I'm not going to concern myself now with this, but so you know. Columns, not interesting. Alignment, not interesting. Do you want it on the right, the left, the middle? This one is interesting. The measure. What kind of scale is age? Now it's an interval ratio scale, so we just type in scale or press on scale. There are other scales in the sense of ordinal or nominal, so you have to put in the right scale. So this is how you enter in a variable. Type in the name. Is it numeric? Type in an extra label for clarification. Values, not important for this variable. Well, it is important for the next. Missing values, you can define your missing values. And this one is important, the measure. It's interval ratio scale. Okay, this was our very small sample. And let's put here a number here. This was our very small sample of 10 persons, and we asked them about their age. But we didn't only ask them about their age, we also, for instance, asked them about their gender. And if you want to type in gender, how should we do this? And the normal way to do this with these statistical programs is to code it. And to code it means we use numbers that are linked to different concepts. For instance, if we want to type in gender, male or female, we can say a 0 stands for male and a 1 stands for female. So if we do this, we type in 0. This is a male, this is a female, this is a male again a male, a female, a female, a male, a male, a female, and the last one is a male. Oh, again, there are no 11 persons, so up, this is gone, this one is gone. So here we typed in the gender. So 0 stands for male, 1 stands for female. If we want to specify this a little more, we type in, for instance, gender, and gender test persons, and let me get rid of that W. And now values are important, because now we can define 0 was a male, add, and 1 stands for female, add. Click on OK, and now what do we see? Those zeros and ones are defined. Missing values, you know the story. Measure. What kind of measure is this? This is not interval ratio scale. This is not ordinal. It's categorical. There is only distinction between male and female. There is no hierarchy there. So we click on nominal scale. Yes. So it's a nominal scale. And we go to data view. We still see the variable is called gender now, but we still see the zeros and ones. If you want to alter this view, click on view, value labels, and you can see, okay, male, female, male, male, female, etc. This is another thing, another option within SPSS. So this is the way to enter in data. And these values are especially important if it comes to categorical or nominal data. So this is the way to work with it. Thank you for your attention.